What is up, Streamlam? I am your host, Jay Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. I want to thank everybody for checking us out live. Appreciate it. And for those of you that are going to be catching us on the restream, I want to thank you. Please, if you're in the comments, say what's up, hang out, chew the fat with us, right? We're talking about geek stuff tonight. And I'm going to bring a few friends that you've probably seen them before to talk about some of that stuff with us. All right, we're going to start with this guy, my right hand at all comic book conventions.
What's up, everybody?
That's it? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
No intro, nothing, no spice?
Move right along. They know who I am.
Okay, all right. So we'll move right along. We'll move right along to my Sunday night cohort.
Yeah. What's up, Ryan? No, they don't know who you are.
Wait, what? I love the energy you're bringing, guys. I love it tonight, you know?
All right, let's start. Let's start. My name is JD Colorado. I'm the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, Tall Tales Online, and currently Dreamweavers, which just dropped. So go check it out.
Yeah.
I need a
and
website.
Then the guy with the biggest private lake in the up north.
Michigan.
What's up, buddy?
2 lakes. There's the back lake too.
There you go.
You got to go over the little bridge, and that's the front lake and the back lake. Yes.
That's messed up, dude. That's messed up.
Nice.
You're throwing all of this critter money in our face. You know what I mean?
Can you fish in that lake?
Yeah, literally, yeah. I mean, I just, how much money do I have? I just have a new mic for this show right here.
Disposable mic.
That's right.
You know, I feel like I'm maybe out of place. Remember the old, which one of these people is doing their own thing, right? Right from, was it Sesame Street? No.
Isn't it? Are you thinking of one of these things is not like
Not
the
like
other?
the other.
Not like the other, excuse me.
That's me, I guess, right?
No, well, it's funny with that, but let me see. Calderon owns 2 houses. Apparently Tom owns 2 lakes, and you could fit both the lake and both houses in Ryan's property. So
I don't have. And you? What are the two of what?
I got him guts.
And Jay has a Galactus figure.
Yeah, right. You got a Galactus figure. It's a G.I. Joe toy.
Yeah, that's how you do. Yeah, woo.
Yeah.
That's how I turn my wife on, baby. Let's go play with Galactus. You know what I mean? Just gets it going, brother.
At least now we know why you don't have any children.
Galactus is the child. That's the first son.
You know what I'm saying? Galactus is the child.
I got a furry.
My sister comes over that very first
right?
Christmas. I say, you want to meet your nephew? I ask her husband if he wants to go to the balcony, play with him for a little while.
He's not very
so they get to know each other.
Nice.
Galactus. I had to earn a lot of Galactus points to get that. All right, just so we know. All right. So
I got an idea for you for your campaign, though. Your upcoming campaign.
What is it?
What your upcoming campaign?
Yeah.
Your upcoming your figure, right? You're gonna do a figure?
Oh, yeah. But what's the idea?
Oh, I think Galactus. Once you reach your goal, you raffle them off.
Oh,
not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
I'll stuff the box for Tony.
Well, I mean, I'm just curious. Like, if it got you to your goal, would it be worth it?
No, because Galactus is king. You know what I'm saying, bro? Galactus is everything, bro. You don't want to get rid of him.
So you're telling me your project is not worth that Galactus?
A Galactus.
No, I am not saying that. You're putting words into my mouth. What I'm saying is,
question. I'm not putting any words.
People, you know what's funny? If people know they can get it before a campaign is over, they will go to where they can get it. Right? Okay. So, like a knucklehead, I didn't turn off the sales on my website while I was running this campaign for Storm Chasers Volume 1 and 2. And guess what people have been buying immediately, as opposed to helping fund the campaign? The single issues of the Storm Chasers. And I'm like,
it's a good problem to have, I guess.
You know what I mean? It is
one, not the other.
But it was like, that one's coming back to bite. You know what I mean?
But you can't shut it off either. You can't be like, I'm not going to sell these anymore.
Well, yeah, you're making sales. I mean,
I'm making sales, but I also want to fund this project. You know what?
well,
And
okay,
Now,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
shut off
fair.
the digital sales. Is that what you're saying? You want
I could shut off digital sales, but I didn't do that. But the regular sales, I could have zeroed it out, right? My inventory box for those issues.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that.
You know what you could do?
What?
Reach out to these people that bought and tell them, hey, you back this campaign, I'll throw in some goodies,
Well,
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't. I would take the money. Take the money you have. If
Right.
it's in your hand, keep it.
Right.
Fulfill.
Right.
Them,
Right. And I
you
have.
can tell them that, and they can, like get rid of the sale, and then they don't back you, because that can just as easily happen. So.
Right. And I have. It's out there. But we're at where we're at with this campaign. We're gonna get ready for the next one, which is gonna be the Shield of the Interceptor action figure. If you're following us on the Substack, you may have seen pictures already of it. Yeah, and
Very nice.
yeah, we're going to be dropping that, and we're going to be doing a round 2 on Indiegogo with New York versus the World. So for anybody who has not picked up those issues, get ready; they'll be able to pick that up before we launch the Shield of the Interceptor 1/18th scale action figure. But speaking of Galactus, right? Because that's what.
So you're gonna
got us
raffle off
in there.
that Galactus?
Negative, doctor.
Oh,
Negative. That
He's gonna
Galactus
give
is
it away.
going nowhere.
Yeah.
Going
I mean,
nowhere.
I just think if you hit the goal, you should raffle it all.
Here's what happens, right? When the missus kicks me out of bed, right,
Uh-huh.
and I feel
You
lonely,
you
I
hug
snuggle up with
Galactus.
Galactus on the on the couch in the
Gotcha,
office,
gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ryan, I think we need to work on him with this.
Yeah.
I
We'll
think
do
we
that
need to-
after the show. We'll have an intervention.
Yeah, exactly. I think that it definitely needs an intervention.
Just
yeah.
stay on the stream for us, Jay.
It's a snuggle buddy. That's all it is. People snuggle up with their cats, their squishmallows, their
You know
dogs.
what's funny? Now that you mention it, maybe
Yeah.
nobody would want the Galactus after.
Yeah, no, it's been snuggled too much.
Yes.
You probably
Yes.
served portions of
Yes.
it that are rubbed off
Yes.
the wrong way. So
Yes. Although if I had an OnlyFans like the guy who ran X-Men 97, you know what I mean? I could get away with some things. I can make some extra juice out of this.
I don't even know what you're talking about, and I have a feeling I don't want to.
Is Galactus? Does he articulate?
He articulates.
I see that you definitely don't
He
want it.
articulates. Let me tell you something, brother. All right, his fingers have all the joints. You know what I'm saying, kid?
Kung Fu grip.
Beyond kung fu grip, bro. Beyond kung fu
It's
grip.
fine that he's like a one
Cosmic
100th
grip.
scale. There.
Yes,
Got the cosmic grip.
yes, the power cosmic grip.
Now,
I
do you
like
wash his hands after you're done?
It's a hey. We're not gonna violate like that. You know what I mean?
Get
It's
your
still
mind
a-
out the gutter.
it's-
He's just talking about your
It's
dirty
still a
hands.
hard plastic toy.
Mm.
You know, come on, you guys. Come on, be nice.
Why?
You know what they say, Jay?
Yeah.
Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
Hard plastic toy.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, so Galactus is was he confirmed to be in the new Fantastic Four movie?
He was in this
D23?
in the teaser trailer thing they did at San Diego. That's
Okay.
the extent of what we know.
I did get to see it, by the way. It does look cool.
The teaser trailer?
Yeah, I mean it's a leak.
Was it a trailer or was it just still
It's like
shot?
it's a tone piece. It's a let's put some stuff that we have. We haven't really shot anything, but
Okay.
we've come up with some stuff to make you feel like this is how it's gonna feel in that world.
So what did they show Galactus doing in the
He's literally just looking in a window, just like
That's it.
yeah.
That's it. Like animated style, or it looks like it really could have been.
No, a full-on CGI rendered thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
full
it
live
supposed
action.
to be like the King Kong scene where King Kong?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it looks cool.
So wait, it's a reused shot from King Kong or reused like
No. It's just
No?
it evokes that same kind of feeling. That's all.
Okay. No, because I don't know if this is legitimate or not, but I saw a piece where The Red Hulk was in an action sequence. These were still images, and it looks like it was the same action sequence that the Hulk was in during Age of Ultron.
I have not seen that.
I don't know if that's legit. That's the thing. I don't know anymore, right?
There's only 2 Red Hulk scenes that are legit as far as I know. The first one is really fast. He like throws the shield into the ground.
Okay.
And then the other one is basically the transformation scene where you get like 2 seconds of like, rah!
That's it.
That's all that I know of that's like real stuff.
Yeah, he's
So
standing
nothing else has come out.
Not that I'm aware of, not that I've seen. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would be really easy for somebody to like take old Hulk stuff and like recolor it and just be like, hey, look, more Red Hulk. You know,
Just
so who knows?
right?
I mean, there is a difference. Like it is Harrison Ford Hulk versus what's his name Hulk. I mean, there's a difference in the design. Right. It's not just the same design, which is good. You know, they're not just like copy and pasting. What the hell is the dude's name? I don't even know his name.
Thunderbolt Ross.
No, but who's the other Hulk? Who's the Marvel Universe Hulk? The actor.
Oh my God.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. So when you see the Ruffalo Hulk, you know that's Ruffalo Hulk. And when you see Harrison Ford Hulk, it's definitely Harrison Ford Hulk.
Okay.
It's like the old TV show. Remember, you guys, when they had the old gray Hulk showed up against Lou Ferrigno? You guys remember that episode?
No.
What is happening right now that you guys do not know that there is a second Hulk?
Wait, I know Dick DeRock came in and he played like a skinnier, lankier Hulk, not as beefed up.
Yes.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There was
but
a
he was
second
gray?
Hulk
I don't
in
remember
the Hulk.
him being gray.
He was more gray than green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No,
that's a real thing. For those that don't know, the old Hulk TV show, there was a second Hulk in one episode of the TV show.
Yeah, he was gray, so he was sad. So.
He was very thin and gaunt in the face. He was kind of a very monster-looking guy. Yeah.
Yes. But Dick DeRock went on to go play Swamp Thing in the 2 movies and the TV series. You know, the TV series was on USA. It was very unheralded, but it was all right for the time.
Talking about recently, right?
No.
This is
the Swamp Thing series was in late 80s, 90s. Not the
They did one. They did one what, like 10 years ago?
No.
They just did one like 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years
right.
ago.
For the DC app, when DC had its own like streaming app or whatever they try to do with it. It was very ambitious. There was streaming and it was, comic books involved in there too. It just never took off, and then the pandemic hit, and then the streaming wars happened, and they try to raise money, and the Swamp Thing show was expensive to produce.
Mm-hmm.
So they put it on the CW for
that's where I had seen it.
One season, try to get some advertising revenue generated from that, But no, the original Swamp Thing TV show wasn't bad, dude.
Wasn't good.
Right? If anybody remembers, not Nick at Night. Oh my God!
It was because you guys remember there were a couple of movies as well.
Of course, yeah.
Right. So just kind of extrapolate that into the TV show.
Here we go. What do we got, William? Also, a scene where the Hulk crashes a bodybuilding competition where Lou Ferrigno was there and he had a pose off. Remember that? No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
He posed off with himself. That's cool.
He did. He did. Funny. I didn't know that it was Andre the Giant that played Bigfoot in that.
Dude, what kind of nerd cred do we have in this show? This is bizarre to me.
But didn't he also play him in the Bionic Man?
Was it the Bionic Man? It was the Bionic Man. I'm sorry. I'm confused.
The $6 Million Man was the TV show. Yeah. The $6 Million Man was the TV show.
The Bionic Man also?
The Bionic Woman was her own TV show. And Andre the Giant as Bigfoot appeared with both of them. They had crossovers. It was originally just $6 Million Man, but then they did a crossover with Bionic Woman as well. It was like aliens and shit going on.
Bionic Man,
there was no Bionic Man TV show.
No, I thought they referred to him.
Oh, as the Bionic Man? Yeah, more so than
right.
Correct. Yeah, they would just say Bionic and not $6 million. Yeah.
Right. It's just that, today.
But he was Steve Austin really in the show. Like they never really called him like, get me the Bionic Man. Like they'd be like, no, bring me Steve Austin, and then they send him on his missions. Yeah.
But it would have been hilarious if he was carrying around a beer can and just saying, 316 and kicking people, and
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. No, he was the Bionic Redneck, right? Wasn't he?
Yes.
Right. And then we had the Bionic Six, one of the greatest cartoon series ever.
It was good. I liked it.
That's a false statement. That's a false statement.
Unrelated to Bionicle.
Unrelated to Bionicle. Bionicle saved Lego. Really. I don't know if you guys saw the toys that made us, but they were talking about that. The Lego, the Technic or the engineering thing that Lego was trying to do, they cost a lot of money, and they were tanking at that time. So the Bionicle, the masks,
Ninjago.
No, that was after. That was way after Bionicle. But I'm sorry, we went all over the place. I'm just upset that Tom said that the Bionic Six is not one of the greatest cartoon series ever.
It's not that good.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest ever. It was fun.
Just there you go. I can accept that. I can accept that.
Just like Silverhawks and like many, Thundercats, they were all fun.
Yeah.
I like Silverhawks, but I think Bionic Six is way better than Silverhawks.
They had a nice.
I don't even remember Bionic Six.
Yeah, good intro. See, but a lot of the stuff back then had killer intros.
Right.
But I would say honestly, 75% of what was made doesn't hold up now. The intros are all like over
Mighty
the moon.
Robots?
Of course.
That intro is
But
incredible.
the shows themselves, like 75% were just really like, let's make a fucking commercial for a toy. And there wasn't really a whole lot that went into the storytelling.
That's exactly what they were.
See, but Mighty Orbots and Bionic Six and one more animated series, they were produced by a company in Japan, and I forgot who it was. And their action sequences were on point, dude. They were on point.
Sure, but no one's saying that they didn't work within the context of what they were, but from a storytelling standpoint, most of that stuff was not.
He's only disputing is it
great.
one of the greatest.
Right.
All right, so it was the 80s. It was the 80s, right? What are you going to put up there? Turbo Teen? Brave Star? Definitely not He-Man.
Okay, so Robotech, Voltron. Okay. Let me think about some.
I'm gonna agree with you on Robotech. I'm gonna take a step back on Voltron. As a Voltron fan,
Voltron is superior to the Bionic Six, but superior if only in design. Again, storytelling on a lot of this stuff is shit. Even stuff that I like you can look at things that I like and I'll be like, look, the storytelling is not on par. They're not telling a story for any real purpose other than let's show the toy again so that somebody goes and buys the next toy. Like that's the whole point of the 80s. I mean, they literally had legislature changed.
Yes.
Because back in the day you couldn't do that. And so they suddenly were like, hey, G.I. Joe is a cartoon, Transformers is a cartoon. Both better than Bionic Six. And on and on and on and on. Some of them took it a little more seriously. He-Man tried to take it a little more seriously with their moral-esque types of stories. And at the end of the show, they'd be like, hey, Adam learned a thing today, because it was aimed at kids. You know what I mean? Even G.I. Joe did that with knowing is half the battle and all that kind of crap. So some of them took it a little more seriously, but most were just like, let's send them somewhere today and have them fight a bad guy and then, go home for cookies.
If you want to push back a little bit further, back in time where there was an actual story, Star Blazers.
Star Blazers, yeah. Star Blazers
movie.
Star Blazers was an anime in the 70s.
Show, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Star Chaser. There was a movie that tried to capitalize on the Star Wars.
Possibly.
The cocky rogue pilot.
Star Blazers is the Yamato with the. It's basically just a boat, a big ship that flies.
Yep.
Yes,
it's not even like designed differently. Like we got a little bit of different design in Robotech. It's just like here's a battleship and it's flying now in space.
It was the largest battleship.
Yeah, Battle of the Planets. Gotcha, man. From the 70s. That's fantastic. Fantastic.
No,
fantastic.
I want to say, go before He-Man, the Flash Gordon animated series from Filmation was great storytelling. It was serialized. There was a cliffhanger in every episode. But season 1, when it got to season 2, it was more He-Man-ish.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to go back, you pull up the what is it, the Fleischer Supermans.
Yeah, but that was very racist.
What does that have to do with storytelling, sir?
The further back you go, the more racist everything becomes. I mean,
exactly.
you know,
Dude, I mean, I've got the 80s, the 90s DVDs, right? When they were trying to restore them, and they restored every bit of it, and some of those episodes were, ooh.
Well, listen, I'll be honest, I haven't seen them all, so I mean, obviously, you saw way more than I have. So
Yeah.
Where does Thundercats fit into all this?
No, storytelling wise, I mean,
Thundercats does not hold up.
no,
It doesn't. It's
No.
again, it's great design, and that's all it was supposed to be. It's let's design shit that kids can play with.
Yeah,
So
I think-
designs, and
I
that's
think-
the thing with Silverhawks. Same thing. It's like
Yeah.
half of the show. Same with, I mean, and they were the same thing. Literally, Thundercats and Silverhawks were the same fucking
Correct.
stories.
Yeah.
But they were, half the show was just them transforming and shit every single
Right.
time, so that you again just drove that home into the brains of us.
which was the one with the cowboys in space?
Galaxy
Brave,
Rangers.
Brave Star.
Galaxy Rangers,
Oh,
yeah.
Galaxy
Oh no,
Rangers.
sorry, Brave Star. No, you're right. Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Galaxy
Brave Star
Rangers.
something else.
Yes, Galaxy Rangers. Spiral Zone was another good one. But storytelling wise, I'm gonna lean more to Bionic 6 over Thundercats, Silverhawks, G.I. Joe, Transformers, because it wasn't aimed as much towards the morality for kids as some of those other series were.
Screw that.
So basically, what Jay
I-
just said is he is not interested in morality
Yeah.
in his storytelling.
No, not
Like
just
I
that,
don't need
because-
morals, man. I just need
Oh,
punching
yeah,
and
Mask.
violence and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mask is also
Mask.
horrible storytelling.
horrible
storytelling.
storytelling.
Yeah.
But all right, but he, it was the gimmick. It was every 5 and 15 minutes of the show, they did their action sequence or their transformation sequence, right? So you got a little bit. The same thing with like the Hulk. Every 15 and 45 minutes, you got to see the Hulk. So they kept you going. They kept you going
Yeah.
on that stuff.
Yeah.
Mask had that, right? Mask had the gimmick of combining G.I. Joe and Transformers to an extent. It was great. But I'm still sticking with Bionic 6 as being a better cartoon series than many of the others, dude. And I'm a Thundercats fan, but I feel the Thundercats reboot in 2011 was a hell of a lot better than the original series. Voltron fan, but I feel the Voltron Netflix series is far and beyond miles better than the original Voltron series.
I mean, that has to be because people that watched them as kids grew up and then actually wanted to give them good stories, right? This is not like the same people redoing those things.
And I'm gonna trigger a lot of Masters of the Universe fans here, but I think the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe
Is
was
trash.
Really good.
Is trash.
Really good.
Is trash.
Really good.
Trash.
Really good.
Trash.
No way. Trash.
Trash.
What's
Gotta
trash?
All of it.
Never watched.
Trash.
What was trash?
Trash.
What was trash?
Jay, it's trash.
One
What was
man's
trash?
trash is another man's treasure. It's okay.
What was
Trash.
trash, bro?
All of it was terrible, dude.
No
All of,
way.
first of all,
Yeah.
well, okay. In fairness, it was called Masters of the Universe, not He-Man and the Masters of the
Correct.
Universe. In fairness, I give them that. But where the fuck was He-Man? It was Tila in the Masters of the Universe. I mean, that was the show,
I'll
right?
take
That was the show. So there was no fucking He-Man. He was in the first episode and the last episode. It was like, what the hell is this?
But you're telling me
I-
in those first 6 episodes, she didn't have a great arc?
I didn't care to watch her
I
doing
did.
what was going on. That was the thing. It's like it became this alternate show, right? When
No
you talk
way,
about Masters of the
dude.
Universe, there's an understanding when you say Masters of the Universe that it's He-Man and the pyramid of whoever else, right?
Okay.
And so when you take away the top of the pyramid and you're already dealing with the rest of the foundation. Now, it's not like we don't like some of these characters, but it's like if you were to have Transformers without Optimus Prime, people shit their pants. It's like when they killed him in the movie and then they made another season, people were like, what the fuck is this? Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, nobody cares. So that was kind of where I was at. I was like, there's nothing going on here that
But
makes
the
any
great
sense
part
to
of
me.
the storytelling, right? They took him away from us, so that way when they brought him back, oh, we felt it. We were looking forward to it. We wanted it. And when we saw it, it made his impact that much greater.
Nah, I didn't care.
Oh my God. And I love how they integrated the little mini comic book series. They gave us the Savage He-Man. They gave us, the green Tila, which was what she was supposed to be in the snake armor. When you put that on there, they integrated even the new CGI animated He-Man in the final episode of season 2. I was like, oh my God, this is great, dude.
Explain the name to me.
He-Man?
Masters of the Universe?
No, just He-Man.
Oh, okay.
He-Man. They just
Think about it together.
They put together two sounds. They put together
man.
That's
it. Fucking caveman named him.
They said He-Man because back in the day that's the boys' toy, and then that's where She-Ra came from. Is let's make the girl
She-Woman
version of whatever. But you can't say like She-Girl. That sounds stupid. I mean, He-Man doesn't sound great either. But He-Man is not top tier name design.
No, definitely not. Like when you say a word too many times, it means nothing. You guys saying He-Man over, and I'm like, what the. Why the fuck did they name him?
He-Man is a much older term. I don't know the exact etymology on it, but
it goes back to like the Little Rascals, the He-Man Woman Haters Club and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a much
older garbage with pronouns in the name
from the 40s.
Okay.
Look, I liked it. I liked how it was dealing with Tila not being in on the joke and being upset and removing herself from everyone else who knew about this but her, and how she processed it. And she didn't process it well. And coming out of maturing. That was great storytelling. Great storytelling.
I never bothered.
I was so bored. I did finish the first season, but when the second season came around, I gave it one episode and I was out. I'm like, no, this is not for me.
William Shatner coming in as Skeletor.
That's not a plus. The only thing I like about William Shatner, do you guys ever see a movie called Over the Hedge? It's an animated thing about a bunch of animals.
No, I don't.
They're literally living on one side of this giant bush and trying to figure out how to get through and stuff. So William Shatner actually played a possum in that show.
Yes.
And he actually even did like a fake death, because that's what the possums do. That was top tier William Shatner. I'm like, that is fucking, I will never, ever forget William Shatner fake dying as a possum in that thing. That was epic. But other than that,
because it was bad.
No, because it was really good. It was pure Shatner. You know what I mean? It's like you would expect. It's so great.
Into it.
I'm totally 100%. You can probably find it on YouTube. You can look it up, Shatner, possum, whatever. But yeah, otherwise Shatner's not doesn't draw me in as a like, hey, William Shatner's in this. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
So Jay, we went over all this old animation.
Let's
talk about some new animation.
Like the Incredibles 5 coming out. I mean, the Incredibles 3 coming out. D23.
Did you guys see all the announcements?
No.
Incredibles 3. Frozen.
I saw
3.
that there's like 8 sequels because we can't make anything new anymore.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, because people shit on it. People shit on it. Oh, it's new.
People shit on the sequels.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You can't win. I mean, I'm not saying you can't win, but it's like at some point you can't just put a number at the end of a thing anymore and have it be
squeeze the juice out.
Yeah, again, you're just back to selling toys. It's like how can we sell Woody again? How can we sell Buzz again? You know what I mean? It's like we're just back to the well. And sometimes the well is deep. Sometimes there's a deep well to tap into, but at some point it's also like fucking Incredibles 18. Like, what are we doing? I mean,
I want to see it. I hope the kids grow up. I'm looking forward to it. Brad Bird, right? And it's a great way to see how they're going to play that against the Fantastic Four, in my opinion, when it's pretty much the same thing.
Right.
I'm looking forward to the Lilo and Stitch live action. I can't believe I'm saying that part. You know what? In recent years, Stitch has become almost a figurehead for the autistic special needs community, right? And
like a mascot.
Why? I don't know. But my godson being special needs, and I've just learned to love Stitch. The kid love Stitch. He's pure.
Yeah, but is that him, or but you just put that on like the community? Like
no, I've seen a lot of other people who are special needs, families.
Because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the movie, so I didn't know if he has like attitude. You know what I mean? Like if he's relatable in a personality way, or like, because I have no clue. So I was just curious if there was like a reason that it's sort of, driven that way.
I don't know. Excuse me. I'm not going to sit here and say, that it is stamp of approval, and it's
right.
It's all under itself. But I know quite a few that Stitch is their go-to,
still popular. You still see everything, all the merch and stuff,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what I want to see it. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the new Moana. No.
Don't care.
I didn't care about the first one, much less the second one. No.
Nobody here has kids, right? So
I feel like
I don't think that there was anything that was announced at D23 that I saw anyway that I gave a shit about outside of potentially the Fantastic Four. And that's just, I'm just curious how they're going to make that work or not work. Or how it's going to, because again, it's not 616. It's already a parallel universe according to these guys. So how is that going to work to bring it into 616? So I'm curious about that. But I don't think I saw anything that went through the list of things that I was like, oh yeah, give me that.
Thunderbolts?
No, I don't.
Yeah, but that was already announced, right? So,
and that's an older thing. Yeah, that's an older
but there's been footage came out for Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, I didn't see it. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, man. The Marvel Superman, the Sentry, whatever, the Dark Superman. They didn't show who it was, but they showed him. They showed the team lined up. You had
that's just Suicide Squad to me. It doesn't mean anything.
Suicide Squad, of course. We know what the gimmick is.
Yeah, but and I didn't like Suicide Squad, so I'm not going to care about this.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't like either one of them?
I didn't like either of them. I thought the second one was better.
Mm-hmm.
It was for sure better, but it didn't drive home for me at all.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Was there some Black Panther announcement, like an animated TV show or something? Or did I imagine that?
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember hearing that. I know they showed footage of Ironheart, which has been sitting on the shelf for more than 2 years.
And nobody wants.
Nobody wants. The villain is the Hood, who just became the new Ghost Rider in Marvel. I don't know where that's going. Don't know where that's going at all. But Disney had their own convention. They all right. Here's the thing that drew me, Ryan. I know you're a fan of Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, but
yeah, I think it's a little too late to bring them on, and I think Tron is not a popping franchise.
There's no way you top. And if you're a Daft Punk fan who did the score and the soundtrack for Tron 2, there's no way you top that.
Okay.
I mean, it was an incredible album as a soundtrack. It was an incredible score for the movie. And together, that was like the perfect marriage. I don't think there's any way you top that.
Well, Trent Reznor has done a lot of soundtracks recently, right?
Yeah, but they're not as memorable as specifically that was Daft Punk and Tron 2, because it made that was, to me, honestly, that was the highlight of that movie. Like, I wasn't really tied to Tron. I didn't really have any great memories of it as a kid because I didn't really watch it. When that one came out, for me, it was this is amazing because Daft Punk is creating the music for this.
Well, that score really made the world live for me. I mean, it really did. It was so perfectly tonally, and honestly, I love the soundtrack for the first Tron. I think it is so unique. Now nowadays you listen to it and it's like, wow, this is like really weird old music. But at the time in 1980, whatever, 2 or 3 or whenever this happened, like this was a really highly unique experimental score and soundtrack. And I love the original score as well. But of course, everything elevated when you did the Daft Punk thing. I don't know what to expect out of whatever Ares is going to be in any capacity. I mean, starting with the fact that Jared Leto is in it, that's 50-50 already. You're already at 50-50. No.
I'm thinking of Blade Runner. I'm sorry, he was in that. Yeah. Blade Runner didn't do.
What, you didn't like Blade Runner?
The new
I don't
one?
like Blade Runner.
2049?
No.
Beautiful. It was beautiful. I mean,
but you can say beautiful, but is it a good movie? That's what we're talking about.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie.
I thought it was good.
It's like this Aliens movie that just came out. Like, it's really nicely shot, but there is nothing below that scene.
I thought Prometheus, Alien Prometheus. Was it Prometheus? No, it was just Prometheus, not Aliens Prometheus.
Right? Yeah.
I thought that was a beautiful movie. That opening sequence was just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
But movie didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised you didn't go to see Aliens Prometheus though.
Aliens Romulus.
Aliens Romulus.
I saw it yesterday, dude. Who are you talking to?
Don't say anything. No spoilers.
No, I don't do spoilers. I don't
even want to know if you like it. Moving on. What else was announced? All right. So basically, a bunch of kids' movies, right?
But no, because we had the Marvel stuff. We had, like we said,
there was a Skeleton Crew teaser, right?
For Star Wars, yeah.
Andor season 2.
Andor season 2, the final season. Right?
Every time you guys say a series of words, I feel my stock price dropping.
No, Andor was actually good. The first season was
good.
Yeah,
Andor was good, dude.
We're still making money. Don't worry.
Well, I'm not. My stock is not making me money, so there may be money going into somebody's pockets, but it's not mine.
Need to when you're renting out dock space and the lakes behind you,
Christ. Bro. You know, I got to get that stock price up so I can buy these fucking houses out and get these people off my lake.
Yeah.
Just start tearing down houses until I'm the only one left.
That's what we're talking about, kid.
That's how you do it. That's real.
Yeah.
That's
real. Daredevil Born Again.
I don't care.
No,
I don't know. No. I don't know, dude, because it was scrapped and redone. You know, I mean,
well, I don't know. When the first season came out, it took me a year to get through the first season. I was just not.
Now that had some great action sequences.
I mean, again, anytime I say something is like not great, like even bad shit has good things in it. You know, you can be like, that's cool, but this is not working in a larger sense.
That's where we have to. I think that's where we have to go for now. Is just like you got to find something you're going to enjoy about these things, because otherwise, you know, we're not going to be watching anything.
It would just be better to leave it alone and go find something good to watch.
Oh, or make something that we haven't already seen. Like, holy shit, Marvel, you don't have to keep going again back to the well, right? Like, you only have like 80 fucking years worth of comics and characters. Right. Bring me some shit I haven't seen. So we did say Thunderbolts. We haven't done Thunderbolts, but even that's a mix of characters we've already seen. Right. So which I understand why they're doing it. That's fine.
But didn't Marvel say over the last few years that they don't want to hire people who actually like the stuff?
Yeah, which is another problem. Now, and listen, I think that there's something to that, right? Because I think if somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I don't know what Blade is, so I'm going to learn what Blade is, and I'm going to tell you how I would do Blade, right? Like, I think there's value in that, because you're getting outside the box. There could be ideas that could come in that are like, oh, hey, that's interesting. But at the same time, we know already that the fan base wants to see adapted stories. And that's what they've been doing, mostly, not completely. Obviously, things like Guardians of the Galaxy are made up, things like that. But when you get into a lot of these larger stories that they're trying to tell, like Infinity War and stuff, like, you would adapt pieces of things, Civil War and so on, to sort of create this crescendo to get to these big moments. But if you're just going to come in and be like, well, we're just going to make some shit up and change origins and change power settings and, you know, whatever, you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball immediately, because if it's not good enough for the fans to go, oh fuck, that's a great idea, you've put yourself in double jeopardy, because it's like, well, look, they made this and we don't like it sucks. Why didn't they just tell this story? And then it's like, well, yeah, why didn't we just tell that story? I mean, that's the story that everybody knows, everybody likes, everybody wants to see.
But then that's the rehashing, right? It's like, oh, why didn't you come up with something new?
Yeah, but well, this is true, except that like with Infinity War and Endgame, just to use an example, it's not exactly an adaptation. They did take it and monkey with it to create their own thing out of it, you know. So like the reason for Thanos doing stuff is completely different. I mean, the whole thing's different. I mean, in the comics, it had Adam Warlock and all that kind of crap was going on. So it was its own thing, but it was based on something people understood. So I think that might be, and again, that's where you can bring in people that are like, well, I don't really read comics, but let me see if I can, give you a nugget that might help here.
So the crescendos are being built up to the big crossovers, right? Infinity Gauntlet, that was a big crossover. Secret Wars is coming. That was a big event. What other Marvel events were there? Fall of the Mutants.
Well, there's a million of them if you want to use them. I mean,
that hasn't come up.
You can go into things like Atlantis Attacks. Yeah, you can go
Evolutionary
into
War.
Well, that's what they were going to do at some point, probably. But with Kang and all of that now dead,
but
that's probably
the Evolutionary War. They killed off the Evolutionary in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
right. So they couldn't do that, right?
But you have a multiverse, Jay, which means you can do anything you want. Yeah, you can do anything you want.
At some point, you're gonna tap that well out too. I'm sorry,
dude. We're already tapped.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see how the movies are working. We're already at a tapped out point.
Yeah, man.
They have to really go back to telling good stories versus building towards these crazy things. Just tell good stories, and you can link them up. But tell good stories and then surprise us with something. Versus, hey, here's a doomsday, and then here's this, and here's this is like.
That's the
just
problem.
Fucking surprise us.
Far out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Planning the 10 years ahead. Like now you have to have a roadmap where every single movie hits.
I think they can have a roadmap, but they don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
Like surprise us, man. Like don't tell me that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be fucking Doom. Just put him in there. And then when we get into the movie and he's like, holy shit, what just happened? You know what I mean? But they give us, but they give us
20 million people to show up before.
I don't disagree. But then along the way, it becomes almost cliche and boring along the way because we already know what all the fucking things happening. So I want that surprise. I would much rather just be like, look, guys, we're going to do this. We're going to run ourselves into the X-Men at some point. Like, just give me some little breadcrumbs. And then, when you give me the Fantastic Four movie and you give me the end credit scene and I don't know, Rogue shows up, just let me fucking experience it. All right. Like, holy shit, the X-Men are in Fantastic Four. Like to me as a viewer and as a consumer of the stuff, if I know all of this, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be bad, but if I know all of it, it's like, okay, I think that was the whole thing with Deadpool was like all those secrets were so well kept that they were legitimate, real surprises in how they were going to present all of this stuff. And I, as a consumer who absolutely hates Deadpool, I was still watching that movie and I could feel my face like, what is going on? This is insane. So,
so you're telling
me that's what I would do.
When they put Gambit in the Thunderbolts movie, that'll be one of those moments for you.
No, I don't give a fuck.
It'll be a definite surprise.
But William brings this up, right? Avengers versus the X-Men right off the rip. No, because I think you got to build that up, right? Now, can you go Avengers versus Fantastic Four? Yeah, that was a storyline that worked, right? But that's also maybe what they're going to be doing with Secret.
The problem is that they've been doing too many heroes versus heroes.
Yeah, we've already got Civil War, so
too many of these stories are built up around, oh, look at the problem I created, right? As a hero, right? And that's all they're doing, not fighting any new villains.
But that's also because they kill off the good villains, right? They killed off the Evolutionary. You killed off Thanos. They killed off. They didn't kill Mortis. Mortis killed himself.
Listen, they killed Thanos. They brought him back. What do you think they can do again?
Okay.
It's like
multiverse. I mean, like it's you can do anything you want. But if you're going to tell me that in 80 years of Marvel, there's 3 villains that you can use, like, come on, let's
Mordred, Dormammu, Mephisto. They're still all out there.
Dormammu's weak. Forget about the Strange movie that came out. I think as a lead villain, he's not there. He's not an A-lister, bro. He's not an A-lister.
It depends how you build him up. It's like any character, man.
I think Ultron was an A-lister, but they didn't build him up good enough. Right? The Age of Ultron was a shitty movie. But you destroyed an A-list villain right there.
And and isn't that no? Jon Favreau got kicked out on the second Iron Man movie. Yeah. No. Who was it? Was what's his face? The guy from Buffy that got kicked out after that, right? For doing Ultron.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah. Joss
Whedon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They gave him the boot.
You know, you do the right thing, you don't get the boot.
Right.
Right.
But that's the thing, though. There are. I think they have plenty of characters. They just got to dig. They got to go for it. I mean, unfortunately, I think they got caught up with this cosmic stuff a little too early.
Okay, but all right, let's look at the Avengers, right? Because for the movies, the Avengers are their number one franchise. Other than the big three, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor, really, who's an A-lister?
Spider-Man. He has his own trilogy.
Yeah, he's separate. He's traditionally, right? Traditionally, he was
Marvel ones, right? I mean,
but traditionally, he wasn't really part of the Avengers, dude.
Yeah, if you need like a team, it's really just the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. There's not much else, and then obviously the X-Men splits off into New Mutants and whatever else. But there's not really. I mean, like we had the Defenders, but they fucked that up with all the TV show Defenders stuff. They could have just taken that and been like, hey, we actually have these fucking characters. Let's make the real Defenders now. But nope, that's done. You had the Champions back in the day, Ghost Rider and Angel and all that.
Yeah, but that's not an A-list.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just throwing shit out there that has existed. So yeah, it's always been sort of spin-offs of the West Coast Avengers and things like that. It's always been sort of spin-offs of the primary key pieces.
You just bring in Ruby. That's all.
Who?
Ruby. It's the lady with the ruby head. She has.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, that's a deep cut, Ryan. Don't worry, Ryan. You don't even want to know about that one. She was the one from the Circus of Crime.
I believe so. Yeah. It's from the Defenders. Yeah.
No, you don't want to. No.
Yeah.
No, for that sake, bring in the night shift. Come on. No, you don't do that.
Sure, why not? Bring it all on. I mean, in the end, it's all about execution. If it's executed correctly, I guarantee you're not going to care.
Yeah, I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
I mean, that's piecemeal.
Yeah. I agree. Look, I know people didn't like it, but that Werewolf by Night featurette, it was pretty good.
I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
It was good, man. What was it, 52 minutes?
Well, I think a lot of people struggle with black and white. I've seen this endlessly. The people are like, why is it black and white? I'm like, because it's trying to do something specific here. Right. It's trying to pay an homage to, where all this came from.
It's black, white, and red, though. There's color in it eventually. Right? Was it the ruby thing? Didn't they have towards the end, like the ruby, and it was red?
Yeah, and then that's when they made it color.
Right.
We went from there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah,
the Bloodstone.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had that discussion with people talking about movies and stuff, and they're like, I cannot watch black and white movies, and I'm like, you can't watch like King Kong, like Frankenstein, like what are you talking about?
Yeah, I've had that conversation with somebody where it's just like, I mean, the dude was a moron anyway, so it was, I'm like, it's kind of hard to convince stupid people.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that
black and white TVs.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's fair.
I always had a color television.
Oh, fancy!
Only fucking two houses. I had black and white TV.
Fucking Calderon.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's one of the reasons. I think that's one of the reasons Sky Captain and the World Cup Tomorrow failed, is because it was that sepia tone.
Yeah. Well, no, that wasn't the only reason.
I'm just saying it's one of the reasons. When people go in, because modern audiences, they're going to be like, "Why is it brown?"
It was a fun B movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked it, but it was shot on a set, right? It was the volume before the volume, right? That's pretty much what it was.
Godzilla -1 was black and white, right? Won a fucking Oscar, didn't it?
Only in a remake of it. It was originally color, and then they made a black and white version.
Right. See, the one that came to theaters around here was the black and white version.
No, yeah, that was the release. That was the release after the color. Yeah.
Okay.
Second release. Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
All right.
I only saw the Netflix full color version.
Yeah, black and white's going on there too at some point. I just saw something talking about it. So if you're interested in I haven't seen the black and white myself, so I don't know how it translates. But
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, I didn't like Logan in black and white.
I didn't see it.
I didn't know it was in black and white.
that seems like a weird black and white choice. Like Godzilla, I understand because it started that way, you know.
Yeah,
but
I
to just desaturate like a modern movie,
Right.
that's a little weird.
Well, have you guys seen Fury Road in black and white?
No.
What do they call it?
No.
Yeah, they had an entire edition that was like it's like black and silver. So it had a weird name.
Oh, Chrome, black and
Yeah.
Chrome.
Black and Chrome.
Yes, because the Chrome was the metaphor for fucking Valhalla. Okay, yeah. Okay, I didn't know they did that. See, but they're getting another bite at the apple, right? By doing that. So there's nothing wrong with that. Fuck it, make your money any way you can make it.
All right. How about Agatha All Along?
No interest in it.
I love Jessica Hahn. I think she's
Why?
great, but I do not care about that show at all.
Okay, moving right along. Percy Jackson season 2.
No, I don't
Yeah.
care.
I'm with it.
No, I don't care.
I saw the movies. I never read any of the books.
I'm the same way. I saw the 2 movies, which I thought were okay. It's same with like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Those like 3 movies they did. Like I thought those were all right, but apparently I'm in the minority because they didn't do well.
I watched both movies and I saw the series. I like the series better than the movies.
Well, the series should be better because you have more time to do things.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
just,
sir.
yeah.
And you're getting better graphics or better CGI, whatever you want.
Well,
to call
yeah,
it,
you're 10 years
in the
removed.
series, right? Than you did in the movies.
Yeah.
So okay,
I would hope you're getting better at this stage.
No, it looked.
But nowadays you never know.
Looked beautiful. And then watching, I love how Disney Plus does the 1 hour documentary of the making of after the series is over or something like that, or movies come out.
Yeah, you are a mark for this stuff.
Yeah, I really am. I'm a big mark, dude. But the kid did his work, man. The kid trained to do underwater sequences, and he was able to hold his breath about 3 or 4 minutes, man. So the kid did his thing, man.
Speaking of holding your breath for long times, how about Master Magician David Blaine appears with the Do Not Attempt TV show on National Geographic? It's another major announcement at Disney 23. No David Blaine fans here?
No, I'm not a fan of David Blaine. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm a proponent
Catherine,
of the
honey.
Andrew Dice Clay joke. Unless he can eat a salad, unless he can eat a cabbage and shit a fruit salad, I'm not fucking interested.
Now, he may try this. He does a lot of regurgitation tricks now.
Yeah, I can't.
I gotta be honest
can't.
with you. Short of him just making himself disappear
Yes, please.
forever,
Yes, please.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, live action Lilo and Stitch. We talked about.
Yeah.
Freaky Friday 2.
Negative, doctor.
No? The return of what's her name?
No.
Lindsay Lohan? No.
Negative.
Okay.
Do you guys ever see the Freaky movie with dude from Dodgeball? Where he switches, it's basically Freaky Friday, but he switches into the body of like an 18-year-old girl, and then she goes into his body. It's just called Freaky. It's just called Freaky.
Wait, with Vince Vaughn?
Vince Vaughn, yes.
Yeah, I think I did see that.
That's worth a watch. That's worth a watch.
No, I only saw the one where Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds switch bodies.
Yeah. That wasn't bad, but
That was
that's
Yeah, but no David Blaine, no Freaky Friday,
all right.
no Hocus Pocus 3. Please don't bring it up.
Live
I'll
action
go for
Snow
it.
White.
Oh, you want to watch a train wreck? That is
Seriously.
gonna push Madam Web for some serious backlash
Really?
and hate.
It's like it's the same thing as when what was the other one with Charlize Theron and that other girl, and it's
Snow
just
White
like
and the Huntsman.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Charlize Theron is like 10 times better looking,
Exactly.
and I'm like, what is she jealous of?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the meme. That's exactly what I was gonna say. That's the meme that I saw.
It's like
oh, this
it's like
supermodel
the
is
girl-
jealous of
Yeah,
Lord
I'm like-
Farquaad. You
It's
can't
not
really
who's
see,
the
but-
hottest of them all, JD. It's who's the fairest of them
Right
all.
there you go.
She,
Yeah,
but
no
she's
interest.
not even that.
It's not who's got the rockin' bodiest of them all. It's who's the fairest
No, but I mean,
of them all.
I'm not even talking about body. I'm just if we just look at their faces, just like I know who's the prettiest.
Well, look, they did a sequel to that, and Snow White wasn't even in it.
Right. Yeah, it was just the
the Huntsman's War. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Right.
It was,
How about Mufasa, the Lion King?
No, I don't.
Negative.
Okay.
It's another animated feature.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for D23.
Let's go Frozen 3. Give me some good music, baby. Give me some good music. Come on. When it comes to
you're going to
Frozen
get
2, let it
6
go.
songs from Lin-Manuel, and you
Go
can
for
fawn
it.
over that all of you want.
He was there. He was at D23.
Jay,
You
I
know
want
what
to
I
see
mean?
ticket stubs for all of this stuff because I need my stock price to move.
Done.
I need you to
Old
get
American.
out to the theaters multiple times.
It's old American. Well, how many times
Multiple
did you see Deadpool 3?
Just once. I don't have a need to see it again.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why they got to put Gambit in Thunderbolts.
Negative.
Listen, he's still pushing for that movie.
Yeah, that's not going to
Hard
happen.
for that
That's
movie.
not going to happen.
I
Come
think
on. It's not going to happen.
I thought Channing Tatum as Gambit was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious too, and that's why it's not going to happen because
And
it
I'm
was
gonna tell you
hilarious.
Let me tell you something. I don't like that character. I've never liked that character.
Okay.
I thought the costume design was trash when I first saw it in the comic book.
It's weird. It's
I
weird.
never liked it.
Stock.
Didn't like the character, but I gotta say, I like Channing Tatum as Gambit.
You see, you like this
Try again,
version,
no, not working.
this comedic version. That's not what the full movie would be, which is going to be absolutely much worse.
Right.
But at
It
least
will never happen.
no, I'm sure because they don't have any taste. But there might at least be a few minutes of hilarity that one can
So I
laugh.
don't make a name for myself here.
I was listening
He
to an
was
interview
closer.
this morning.
He was
With,
closer. Ryan was closer.
I was listening to an interview this morning with Sean Levy, and he said he's glad that Gambit appeared in the Deadpool movie because he was one of the 70 or so directors that went to go speak to Channing personally about directing the Gambit movie. So he's glad that he's got some flowers out of that.
70?
And there were going to be more cameos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Not the ones that were turned down, the ones that were not even asked.
Right.
See, no.
Because
First of all,
they had to rein it in.
First of all, my cameo didn't happen because I wasn't asked either. So I take, how do you say? These people that are going into so let's say they went up to Halle Berry. They're like, hey, why weren't you in the movie? They didn't ask me. Because they didn't want you in it.
Right.
They didn't ask me. They didn't ask you. They didn't ask you. They didn't ask you.
No, this is from Sean Levy, with the director and one of the 3 producers of the movie. Right? There were going to be more cameos, but they decided to rein it in. They decided to lean more on the story, which I don't think there was much of a story to begin with.
Yeah, but the more cameos you put in, the less story there is, because all these people need screen time, and if the cameos don't serve a purpose, then they don't serve a purpose. So get it the fuck out of here.
Right, and he did confirm that Taylor Swift was never approached for Dazzler, never, and Sir Patrick Stewart was not even on the board.
None of the X-Men should have made an appearance. I mean, Gambit was what you needed. That was what you needed. Needed. Everybody else, we've seen them enough.
Right.
There's no point in those guys appearing.
Who else could have come on though, other than Gambit?
Well, you could have brought anyone from First Class. You could have brought Magneto and not Professor X, but the other guy.
But I mean, who else would have been interesting? You know what I mean? Who else would have been interesting?
They could have brought in Michael B. Jordan to play off of the Human Torch situation again.
No, they did the Torch perfectly.
They did
perfectly.
I disagree with that.
Perfectly.
But then there were some actors that were not even thought of, but their roles were still there. Right? The Colin Farrell Bullseye was there. The Kevin Nash Russian was still there. The guy who played the Blob, the Blob was still there, but the guy who played him wasn't there.
Yeah, and the Bullseye guy became black for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm Bullseye, but I'm black. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, Colin Farrell's too busy playing a penguin, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
You know, Olivia Munn wasn't there.
She was
Um,
pregnant, right, during the filming. That's why they
she
said
was pregnant. Yeah.
she said she.
Right.
What about we talked about it last time? But Juggernaut, what was his name?
Right. Not Freddie Jones.
Starts with a V. Vinny Jones.
Vinny Jones.
Yeah.
Yes. He said the makeup was too much for him. I didn't know there was makeup going into Juggernaut.
You didn't see that? You thought he was that big?
He certainly isn't that big anymore.
I think
never that big.
Funny enough, I think this was the real Juggernaut abs, whereas the Vinny Jones were the fake Juggernaut abs.
Exactly. This guy was actually that size, which is why he was
but
smaller.
what I'm talking about is like, other than Gambit, what would have been an interesting character to have brought in that we might have seen in the X-Men that wasn't introduced in one of the movies? That's what
in the X-Men. Oh, I would have gone.
You know,
Magneto, the only one that I could think of.
No, but we've seen Magneto.
So what you're saying
Somebody
is,
we haven't
What I'm
seen.
saying
Yeah.
is in the comic book that we haven't seen in one of the movies. You understand? What would have been an interesting character? The X-Men have a lot of friggin' characters, right? Like, you know.
Morph.
So who would have been an interesting character to have seen?
Didn't we have Morph? No, we had Darwin.
We had Darwin. Yeah.
We had Darwin.
Darwin. I mean, I think Dazzler would have been amazing. But I have a sense that Dazzler did not appear because they have plans for Dazzler. Because Dazzler, if you get the right true singer actress, that's $1 billion movie. That's $1 billion in soundtracks. That's just printing money.
That's why they're holding Taylor Swift back, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Nightcat, right, Tom?
That's right, Nightcat. Yeah. Yeah.
They should have brought in Cannonball from the New Mutants.
Okay.
And Magic.
Okay, I think if we're going through that, I think Sunspot would have been great because it just would have been a black glow, right? Especially
no, but I think
suit.
Magic, because the girl now is taking off.
Anna Toy Jailer, you can't pay her enough to do that stuff now.
That's a shame. Because
they brought Sunspot in '97, right? So they weren't gonna bring him into the movies. Didn't they bring him into the
'97? Yeah. You introduced a brand new character, but then
he featured a lot in there.
They didn't know, right? Both productions were going on simultaneously. They didn't know which one was going to hit.
Here's the funny thing about X-Men '97, right? People that talk about it are like, "Oh my god, it's so great! It's so great!" Its fucking viewing numbers were shit, like lower than What If. So the people that watched it really liked it, but it really didn't reach a large audience, which is kind of wild to me. Now that's all streaming and stuff, so I don't know what all that means. But when they were showing like this list of like all the Nielsen whatevers, like it was below What If numbers as far as viewership, not reviews, but just viewership. So that was kind of interesting because I watched the first, I think 5 episodes. It was okay. I didn't think it was mind blowing in any capacity. I mean, obviously, episode 5 was a deep episode, but prior to that, I was like, we're just kind of like racing through storylines here.
They did quite a few storylines. Yeah.
So I never finished it, so I don't know if it got any better or more concise or whatever. But all the people that I was on shows with, oh my god, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. I'm just like, is it? It's kind of like this Batman Cape Crusader thing. Like people are like, oh my god, it's so good. I'm like, is it?
It's not drawing my attention.
Or is it just fucking leftovers from what we saw, in the 90s? I mean, that's what it feels like to me. It's just like this. These are the same stories that we told in animated series, in the Batman when they did that. Like this is just the same stories again with just a new coat of paint on it, and arbitrary race and gender swapping all over the place. Because Tim. Who's the guy that's doing it? Tim says there aren't any good Batman villains and there aren't enough women villains. So they decided to go ahead and do the least creative thing possible and make the Penguin a woman.
There aren't enough women villains.
Now, let me just take you back. Real quick. When you think that there aren't enough good villains or women villains, does anyone remember when they made Harley Quinn for the fucking TV show? That wasn't a comic book character. They were like, you know what? We need something here. Let's make something. But here instead we have, you know what? We're stuck for something. What should we do?
Right.
Let's just fuck around and play Tetris with the shit that we already
They're
have
scared to
instead
make
of
anything
making
new
something
anymore. You said it.
new.
Yeah.
And that's where we are with all of this stuff, guys. All of this stuff is like we've been here for so long. We've forgotten how to make shit. It's just a rehashing, reboot, retcon, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And that's the superhero fatigue, right? It's not that we don't like superheroes. It's not that we don't like Superman and Batman and Captain America. It's not that we don't like these things. It's that they keep giving us the same thing.
Yeah, I always go back to it's not being made for us again. This is the new generation version.
This is a fair argument. However,
I can watch it.
However, it's completely inaccurate that they should think this way. Now, 40 years ago, yes, right? 40 years ago, adults would grow up, they would sell their toys, they'd become lawyers and doctors, and they'd move on with their lives. We live in a world now where the people from the 80s are now 40 and 50 years old. They still buy their fucking toys.
Yes.
Jay, we're still watching cartoons. We still love all of this stuff. So the thought process of these guys of, well, let's make it for this whatever theoretical audience that we're making it for. Let's make it for them. It's a valid thought process because you need to make stuff that is relevant to younger audiences because we're all dying before they're going to die. But how can you not know in an instant that as soon as you take Batman and you deviate at left turn in such a bizarre way like Oswalda Cobblepot, that you're taking it out of our hands? Like we're immediately going to be like, what? Why are we doing that? Whereas you could have just easily made Oswalda Cobblepot a new character. Like you could have had Oswald exist and create Oswalda if you wanted to, or just make up something fucking crazy like you did with Harley Quinn. And guess what? If it catches, you've got another Harley Quinn on your hands, and you've got merchandising.
And the only new character.
No, but she's the one that became a thing,
because they tried Roxy Rocket, they tried Maxie Zeus, or was Maxie Zeus a comic character originally? I don't remember. I thought he was new for there.
Now pull that up right there that Null just said, because this is part of the key right here. None of the writers are going to create new characters because the creators won't own the rights. Now, I know that contracts have changed over the last 10, 15 years to help with some of this, but it is true that if you make something for these guys, it's just out of the blue. For the most part, you are not cut in on merch and back end points and all that kind of stuff. So that's a hugely valid thing.
Right.
And that goes with the comics as well. You don't see a lot of that in the comics. Everything's just, hey, let's make another Spider-Man version and just keep going with what we're doing in that regard.
It's not another Spider-Man version.
No, it's not.
But it's a Weaver, so it's derivative.
It's not, sir. This is Dreamweaver,
right? And with this, what's old is new again, and what's new is old again. Or
yes, because this is a book that I produced in 1992. This was one of the very first comics I did.
Oh, you're just rehashing shit again.
God, what?
Yes. But we put a new coat. Literally, we put a new coat of paint on it. And we're putting it back out there. I mean, I think it's a project that I'm really excited about. It's about this is actually the lead villain in the book. Her name is Seed. She's a demon goddess, and she's trying to bring the Pylox into our world, and the Dreamweavers are trying to stop her. Right? These are some of the other characters in the book. This is Sugar and Spice. These are two agents that operate alongside the Dreamweavers. These 4 characters are the actual Dreamweavers. This is let me see, Mouse, Acrobat, Armadillo, and Snowflake. They have those names, and they're kind of funny and they're kind of weird because it's 4 kids that have made those names. These are their role-playing game characters. Whenever they go to bed, these 4 characters spring into life, and that's the power that they were granted to help stop this invasion of demons coming through. These are some of the hero characters that are in the world. When I first started my comic book journey, I also enjoyed superheroes, and I was also looking to, do an entire I had an entire superhero universe, and some of these characters were part of it. And we have the Dreamweavers. They're over Madison Square Garden watching a wrestling match because, why not? When you're a bunch of kids out, and while they're there, they encounter some demons. And this is just part of the story. And believe it or not, this is a 48-page comic. This is the first time it's in color, and it's actually a complete story. This is actually this one issue. There's the 6 issues in the entire series, but this one issue can be read by itself, and be taken in as one complete story. And we have it. And I had the printer, and this is like a metallic, prismatic foil. This is the original book that I did in '92, and I wanted to show something. I should have had it ready. But so this is what this looks like now, right? It's in full color. And that is what it looked like back then in the day. We had to do it in black and white back in the day. And now we had it colored up or remastered. I redid all of the lettering. And this one's a labor of love. I mean, they're all labors of love, but that's one of those books that I did back in the day. And the thing is when I did that book, I was 19, 20 years old. You understand? So was the artist. The artist was actually 2 years younger than me. So, we're talking about, we were kids when we did that stuff, So, the stuff holds up, quite well. So I mean, yeah. And on the back cover, this is the cover to issue 2.
Oh, nice.
One of the covers, anyway. So this is one of our characters. This is Magique. And this is done by a guy named Matt Lunsford. He's the guy that we went on to go do La Blue Girl. We went on to do Tenchi and all this other stuff. And like I said, it was a long time ago. We were children, and I'm trying to fulfill the dreams of my young self along with him. So we'll see how we do.
All right. Speaking of another new property, for those of you who have been following us, Storm Chasers is still live on Kickstarter. We've lost a few backers. We've got 8 days left. We're still looking to get funded, folks. So check us out on Kickstarter. The Storm Chasers Volumes 1 and 2, over 200 pages of superhero action. We got trading cards. We've got holographic cards. We got other graphic novels. We got the full digital catalog. We've got some shirts. And for those collectors, we've got the holochrome covers. That's our first stretch goal, if we can ever get there. We got some enamel pins and a few more of the other books that we still have in print, ready to go as soon as this campaign is over. And we've also added some original art, some of the stuff that has been used for some of the covers of our books, as well as some of the stuff that's been used for some of the trading cards in our books have been added on to it. So 8 days left. We're 50% funded. We dropped down some, and trying to get funded in the week, folks. We got to raise another 900 before next Saturday.
You will do it
next Saturday. So this is what happens when people want something new, right? We try to give it to them, and then trying to get it out there.
We'll do it. You want to, Jay? How do you feel about selling the original artwork? Because believe it or not, all the artwork I have it.
Yeah.
All the original artwork. I have all the originals for Dreamweaver.
Well,
I can't part.
Remember what you were saying about selling the Galactus earlier on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel exactly the opposite about the original artwork.
Really?
We can get that going, baby.
No, I
we
can't
get that going.
Galactus that's a piece of plastic for me. I can sell
I've got another 10 more pieces that I would have put up had these moved.
Gotcha.
Where they move sometimes. Sometimes we move them at Comic-Con.
Right.
Which is in 2 months, by the way.
Yes.
2 months.
October 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. Come see Unstoppable Comics at
2 months. You have the booth number
968. 968. That's where we were at last
Tom,
year.
You gonna be there?
No.
Can't wait to see you, brother.
No.
So that's a yes.
Boycott.
But we're going to be there. 17, 18,
we'll get you some real pizza.
No, boycott.
I'll take it as some.
Not boycott the con. I'm boycotting the city. That's what I'm boycotting. I love the con. The con is great. Can't do the city.
City's the best, sir.
Yeah, kid, you're missing out on the goods out here.
No, I've done it enough times. I'm aware.
Oh, but you're gonna be. Oh, wait, Terrific Con is this weekend. I'm surprised. I thought you said you were gonna go up there. No. Okay.
Have you? Well, I don't know. I mean, are you into museums? Have you ever been to the Met?
No.
I do have access to the Wednesday, but it's not really a showing, William. Wednesday is pretty much setup day, and the doors close at 6:00 in the afternoon on setup day.
They're doing something new on setup day.
They are?
They're doing a bunch of programming for creators on Wednesday.
They are?
Yeah. I didn't get to see what exactly it was, but check your email because you'll see it.
Oh.
There's a bunch of stuff going on Wednesday now.
You know, what I do remember is what we missed out on the first convention
Don't
after the pandemic.
Freaking remind me.
On setup day, because it was also the opening of the new building of the Javits, they had Dave Grohl give a private concert.
Who?
Dave Grohl from the what?
Who?
From the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl? From Nirvana,
This
Dave
got
Grohl?
nothing to do with comics.
Yeah. I know who Nirvana is. I enjoy Nirvana. I like Nirvana.
But he was there for us.
That is good too. Okay, so
He was there. We missed it. We missed it. We weren't there. It was
he handing out $1,000 bills? Was he handing out cash?
I mean,
my guess is that he was. My
$1,000.
guess is he was playing music that you could probably just put your iPad on and listen to it.
Yeah, I guess Yeah.
There was no original music being played, I'm sure.
And wasn't that what we're talking about?
music.
Nothing original.
It was all original.
I'm like having I'm ready to have a meltdown right here, right now, guys. But
Why?
Why? 20th century's greatest musicians. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Did you see his documentary on HBO?
There's a reason why I haven't.
He doesn't like good music.
Look, I'm not saying. Look, I enjoy his music. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy his music, but I'm just. You're gonna sit there and tell me the.
Okay, so retailer day for comic book retailers and sponsors of the event. More than just a preview night, it will be a full day of programming, meetups, and more.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. I guess that's exactly what it is.
Wow. Wow, I guess I'm going to be longer on Wednesday than I had expected to be. Okay, good thing I didn't book John Brown's for my special event on setup day.
I still want John Brown's.
Yeah.
What's John Brown's about?
Here we go.
It's only the best Kansas City barbecue in New York City.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it.
That's 90s music. That's 90s music. That's not.
My God. Oh my God.
I mean, that in itself.
Talking about Daft Punk and 9 Inch Nails a moment ago. Really? You know what I'm saying? I didn't say Green Day was at it. And mind you.
Was Nickelback there? Was Nickelback there? That's the joke, right? Was Nickelback there?
I know. But they're doing stuff with Paramount. So maybe, but when I go to the dentist office and you got fucking Green Day playing in the waiting room, I'm like, what the
You're in the wrong dentist office. If they're not playing 80s music, you need to get the fuck out.
No, listen. If you listen to classic rock, 104.3 here in the New York area, and they're playing Pearl Jam, and they're playing Nirvana, they're playing Metallica, we're too old. Like, it's classical music now. It's classic rock. It's no longer like, I don't even know. That hurts. Pearl Jam, classic rock.
Like Lawrence Welk as he walks around his lake.
Bon Jovi is classic rock.
But
Pearl Jam is, I don't know what that is.
Don't mess with Bon Jovi. Don't mess with Bon Jovi.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Bon Jovi is the shit. Pearl Jam is shit.
Bon Jovi is the shit.
I'd rather listen to Queen.
Queen, there you go. Queen's good.
70s now.
Queen's good.
70s and 80s.
I like the Bon Jovi catalog more than I like the Queen catalog.
I do too, but Queen has a couple of good, solid.
things. Yeah. I'm not discounting that. I'm not knocking it. But I can listen to almost the entire Bon Jovi catalog. I can't listen to the entire Queen catalog.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe 7 songs I like
fair.
out of,
That's fair.
you know.
I could probably say the reverse of Bon Jovi. Like I
Queen's
do like.
better than Bionic 6. I know that.
Oh, there you go.
You're talking apples and oranges, bro. Come on, man.
Apples and
There you
pears.
go.
It's apples and
There you
pears.
go. Right there, you besmirch Queen. How dare you?
You research Queen.
Uh,
Well, I know who's sleeping on the couch tonight, Glendale. I'll tell you that right now. It ain't gonna be me. I'm just saying. Here we go. What's up, DM? All right, is it better than Andor? I don't know.
Bionic 6? No, Andor's better than Bionic 6.
Yeah, Andor's better. Andor's better than Bionic 6. You're turning on hot water. All right, let's keep our matter of
Listen, I made a post today, Jay, that I was going to bring at least 50% more trouble to this show. So I'm doing my job.
There you go.
Because we missed last week. I said we got to bring at least 50% more trouble.
We did.
To this
And
show.
it looks like it looks like you know.
And let me tell you something.
I'm turning on hot water.
Has Bon Jovi ever created a soundtrack better than Flash Gordon?
No.
Young Guns
Or
2 is
Highlander?
good. Young Guns 2 is good.
I don't know, dude.
But, and again, soundtrack like
he had a song on the
Highlander
soundtrack.
had like a couple of songs, but the whole thing, no.
They didn't do the whole. They didn't do the whole thing,
right?
And
yeah,
and the best song for the Highlander thing, it's only 15%. That's good, right? Once you get into the second chorus, it's just like what? It changes.
Oh no, they did 2. They did the "Who Wants to Live Forever."
Yep.
And then so there's 2. There's 2 songs on there, and they're both good. But Bon Jovi did the whole thing for Young Guns 2.
Oh, he did. Wait, no. It was John Bon Jovi,
John
not
Bon
the
Jovi.
band.
Well, this
Not
is
the
true.
band.
It was John Bon Jovi. Yes, John Bon
Yes.
Jovi. Yes, that's
Yes,
true.
yes,
That's
yes.
correct. That's correct.
Yes. But Flash Gordon, the Queen did the whole soundtrack.
That is correct. Yes.
Right.
I can't believe we're talking about this of all things.
I know, but see, well, all right. Was Wanted Dead or Alive used on more soundtracks than We Will Rock You, or did We Will Rock You hit more?
We Will Rock You's probably been on. Probably think of a number of movies you think it's been on the soundtrack for, and multiply it by 10. Probably.
We Will Rock You was on that Heath Ledger like Lansing movie. I mean, it's been in some weird places.
That's right. I forgot about that one. Yes, yes, I like that movie. Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, that's all right.
The guy that played Vision.
It's
What's
a
his
goofy
name?
little thing.
Shannon Slossaman, when she was the hot one for a minute. She was an It girl for maybe 2 movies, because they couldn't get Veruza Balk. Yeah. She was doing Adam Sandler movies. Hey, you can't win them all. But, don't knock Bon Jovi. I'm not going to knock Queen. I mean,
Look, I just said I like Bon Jovi. It's good stuff, but it's just I like Queen better though. Personally,
Queen is definitely better. I think Bon Jovi's probably more of just like a northeastern tri-state kind of.
probably.
Well, that was California when Bon Jovi was hitting, so it was.
So
it
maybe
was.
maybe
It was out there. It was out there
Queen probably much more international, right?
for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes. But Bon Jovi skated that line when they were coming out during the hair metal years, but they weren't fully glam rock hair metal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they weren't metal at all.
They weren't, bro.
They were rock. They weren't glam. Yeah.
They weren't glam, right?
They had the hair, but they didn't do the makeup.
They didn't. They weren't Poison. They weren't Twisted Sister. They weren't Rat. They weren't Riot. They weren't Rascal. They weren't,
That's all like arena rock.
And they're in
Like, they're not that
Spaceballs. They're in Spaceballs.
Bon Jovi's in Spaceballs?
Yeah. When they introduced the Flying Winnebago, like that's Bon Jovi.
Oh,
Raise your hand. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Queen's One of a Kind Magic is pretty much the entire soundtrack for Highlander, except for one vision from Iron Eagles. Wow. He went to a Lou Gossett Jr. movie. Way to go. and Jason Gedrick. That's That's one hell of a pull. Way to be. Queen is greater than
Bon Jovi, you dirty bastard.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a while. I don't know which way the alligator mouth is supposed to be facing on that.
Back to school.
Which is greater than or less than, so forgive me. My heart can't. I'm a Bon Jovi guy. I like Queen. I'm not tearing them down, but I'm 100% Bon Jovi guy.
No, and listen, nobody's saying you shouldn't be. We're just telling you Queen is better. That's all we're saying.
Objectively.
All right. I wouldn't say objectively only because Jay objects. Okay.
Like I'll pick Bon Jovi over Springsteen. I will.
Yeah, I would too.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you're wrong there too, but okay. All right.
Really?
That's not even my opinion. I don't like either of them, but I would argue I think Springsteen probably will beat Bon Jovi any day of the week. Springsteen is still touring. I mean, Bon Jovi is washing dishes in one of his restaurants, feeding the homeless, doing good things.
But longevity doesn't indicate greatness.
But if you're still selling out,
you can have, if you're selling out, I mean,
he's still selling out.
If Bon Jovi, but if Bon Jovi were to be like, we're going to tour, he would sell out.
Yeah, I think he would too.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Like again, I like Springsteen,
Billy Joel still,
but
maybe
I think
even Billy Joel. Billy Joel?
Billy Joel sells fucking concerts, man. Like, holy shit, that guy fills a concert hall. But Billy Joel is similar to me with Springsteen. Like, there's like 4 songs that I care about, and then the rest it's not my era.
It's not my.
I'll choose Billy Joel over Springsteen.
Yeah, I would too.
It's a little more fun too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get those guys at the Catalina wine mixer, right? That's
Oh man, you guys. Calderon wanted to be a Tyrannosaurus when he was a kid. So
is that right?
No, just a tyrant.
And on that, Mr. Tyrant, we have hit the hour and a half mark. So I want to thank everybody who joined us this evening.
Yeah, be sure you shut it down now because there's actually people watching. Be sure you get rid of the whole fucking chat.
Leave them wanting more.
You gotta leave them wanting more. Yes. Yeah, we leave on a high note. We leave on the high note.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The high note from Bon Jovi.
Yes. But I want to thank everybody who's been watching.
Actually, Jay, we should stream until you fund.
I gotta work this week.
I got a con this weekend.
Well, yeah. What con are you going to be doing?
I'm just going to Chicago to do some FaceTime with some artists and do a little shopping.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Are you going to make it back for Sunday?
Don't know.
It ain't happening.
I don't know if I'm going to be back in time for. Well, you had me not next week, the week after.
I thought I had you in this weekend.
No, you said the 25th.
I'm fucking up again. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at that.
So there we go. So yeah, I'll be here for the 25th.
Call your producer, Calderon. Call your producer, buddy.
Jeez.
All right. But before you call your producer, let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me this Sunday back here on the YouTubes with Mr. JD Rosario and a cast of comic book creators where we will be going insane, talking about things, not this stuff. All right. And you can also find me on Kickstarter with the Dreamweavers Curly Live. So go check it out. Links are in the show notes. Go check those out. And the Oswald Chronicles online and Tall Tales online and all that good stuff in Facebook and Twitter and all those other joints. There you go.
Nice. All right. Tom, let them know, kid.
Yeah, I'll actually going to be doing cons. I'm going to be, but it won't be September. So September is Monroe Comic Con down by Detroit. And then the week after that is Baltimore. And then we skip a week and then I go down to Mighty Con in St. Louis. And the week after that, I've been invited to Big Texas Comic Con in San Antonio. I'll be down there with Nia Rufino. And then the last con of the year is the first weekend of November. I'll be in Akron with CB Zane.
Nice. Wait, you're going to be at Baltimore Comic Con?
I'm looks like I'm going to be boothing at Comic Con, Baltimore. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, cool. Calderon, where can they find? I mean, Calderon, we already. Wow.
Did that one.
So some deja vu happening.
Yeah. No, he pulled out his books, and I was like, oh, Calderon. Ryan, where can they find you, brother?
Find me here, I guess, every once a month or some shit. Now that I'm not invited on anymore. So,
Damn shade. Damn shade.
nah, the usual.
We moved to Fridays because Saturdays I was getting, I can't do it today. We got to do
Fridays work better for people, right? Say it in the comments. Tell him Fridays are better.
Sounds like it does. Sounds like it does.
Yes,
All right.
Fridays is better because then now I have my Saturdays back and I can go watch UFC in peace.
Yeah. I think it's working. I think
Fights
it's working. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. Comic Book Streamland on YouTube, Unstoppable Comics on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. We're Jay the Unstoppable on Instagram, but also Unstoppable Comics. And then please check out our final week, The Storm Chasers, Volume 1 and 2 on Kickstarter. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.